You lovely, lovely people. An interesting thought just popped into my mind after reading a comment from a friend on my Facebook and also a comment um, from a contributor to the channel. It's interesting to see that sometimes your comments actually create content for this channel. You know, we hear so often expats referring to money matters here in the Philippines with their partner, girlfriend, whoever, wife. And we always talk about how you give her an allowance, or you might make allowances financially for their everyday things. But it's so right what somebody actually said. In a marriage, I'm talking about a marriage, and of course, in the West, that can also mean de facto relationships too. Somebody who's living in but not married, but living as a married couple. You buy a car, our car. We buy a house. We go to the supermarket and we buy. Now, that's talking not singularly, but plural wise. But for some reason, expats who come here, and a lot of them are Americans that express this point of view, they still see their money, my money, as just that, their money. They don't talk in terms of our money, our home, our life together. And that puzzles me as to why that should be the case. Because in the West, when we get married, everything becomes jointly owned, jointly cared for, jointly distributed for joint reasons. But here in the Philippines, we tend to hold on to our wallet because we automatically assume ourselves as the ATM. Now, in the West, did we see ourselves as the ATM? Did we see our wives seeing us as the ATM, maybe because her salary was lower than yours? Or did we not see ourselves as the combined income of the family? Maybe she got $40,000 a year and you might get 80 or maybe 60. What that meant was combined, you had maybe 100,000 or 120,000. It depends on what your combined income was. I think it's often the reason that people use the idea that a Filipino who's with a foreigner for some reason isn't contributing in the same way that they would see their wife as contributing back home. And that bothers me that you feel that way because isn't she the love of your life? Isn't your income hers income too? I mean, I remember how when I had a Filipino partner, how her income and my income was always in my mind seen as a total income for the family. Say if her income was say 20,000 a month and mine was 80, that meant we had 100,000 to spend or to save or to distribute the way we both felt it should be. Now, if we got into debt, it was our debt, not my debt or her debt, it was our debt. And yes, of course, you have to keep a lid on that one because quite often a Filipino will not tell you until it's way too late that, darling, I owe some money. Oh yes, well, how much? Thinking a few thousand pesos. But often it's many, many more thousands of pesos. And to dig yourself out of $1,000 debt seems an impossible task for most Filipinos who really basically don't have much left out of their salary at the end of each fortnight because of all the deductions that come out, tax, allowances, maybe even paying off old loans. But we still must see it as a joint effort. It is a combined soldiering on situation. If, of course, you just see her as a live-in carer with benefits, then you're always going to selfishly see your money as yours. You don't see it as a combined effort. Therefore, how can you talk about her being the love of your life? How can you talk about her being your wife, even if she's only your live-in partner? Isn't a live-in partner a wife? Isn't that person deserve the respect of a wife? I think so. But for many of you, and sadly a lot of Americans, have got to get out of this idea that they see what they have as just theirs. If you want to see your life as just yours, then stay single. Just buy your love. It's not love anyway. You know that. Because after all, the next one's going to be buying it too. So if you see your life as flitting from one to the next, I think you're probably better off staying where you came from. Maybe if you want to come for one of those kind of holidays, go somewhere else. I don't think the Philippines really needs you. You know, it's just my thoughts for the day. I hope you like them. If you've got thoughts about it, make a comment, but keep it civil, of course. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. You need to press those thumbs up. Even a thumbs down is better than no thumbs up. So you have a great day. Bye now.